the sweet sound of technical difficulties. Just kidding. Mostly. But if you've ever shown up to a gig, ready to serenade the crowd, only to find that the power outlet is in another zip code, or the DJ thought you were bringing the speakers for cocktail hour, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And trust me, I've been there. That's why today we're diving deep into the nitty-gritty of your tech writer. It's not the rock star, but it's the roadie making sure the rock star shines. Are you a classically trained violinist dreaming of stepping out of the orchestra and into the spotlight, but maybe the world of solo gigs feels intimidating? You're not alone. Welcome to the Glam Violinist, the podcast that empowers classically trained musicians to build thriving careers as sought-after entertainers. I'm your host, Celeste Vee, and each week we'll break down the secrets to getting the gigs you've been dreaming of. Get ready to unleash your inner rock star and turn your passion into a paycheck. Let's get glamorous. Now, you might think, tech writers? Aren't those just for stadium acts with pyrotechnics and laser shows? Well, no. They're for anyone who's showing up to a location to perform in some way. It's as simple as that. Think of it as your musical manifesto. It's not just about looking professional, though it certainly does that. It's about clear communication. It's about preventing those last-minute, heart-stopping, where's the power moments. And let's be honest, it's about decreasing stress, because the only drama we want is in the music, not the setup. A tech writer is a simple document that outlines your specific technical needs. Add it to your contract, and just like that, you're not obligated to perform if the conditions aren't met. Which sounds a little scary, but it actually gives your clients peace of mind. They know you're a pro, and you know what you're doing, and you're clearly communicating. Uncertainty creates fear, and your tech writer? It's the musical Xanax for your clients. So what goes into this magical document? I have 4 sections in my tech writer: space, electricity, sound production, and what I'll bring. So let's break it down. First, space requirements. You need to specify how much room you need and when you need it for setup. Can you be ready in 30 minutes, or do you need access to the venue 2 hours before your performance? Put it in the tech writer. Make sure you tell them ahead of time that you'll need a table for your laptop, anything like that. And don't forget about temperature rules, because nobody wants the music cutting out because your equipment overheated. Yes, this actually happened to me at a huge outdoor party once, and it wasn't even that hot. I now require shade if it's over 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Everyone knows rain and musical instruments don't mix, so be sure to mention 0 precipitation. Did I ever tell you about that time I performed in a cave and it was so humid that water was condensing on the cave ceiling and it was literally raining inside? I don't mean misting. Big old drops falling all over my mixer, my speakers, my violin, everything. But I digress. Next, we move on to electrical requirements. Do you need power? How close do you need it to be to your performance area? Do you need more than one outlet? Most likely as a violinist, you won't need tons of voltage, but if you happen to be setting up your own large sound system for a particular gig, you want to include your dedicated voltage needs here. All right, let's talk sound. Now, if you're providing your own speakers and all of your own self-contained sound production, then this is not going to be as important. But if, like me and my team, we're relying on a DJ or an AV company to provide speakers and sound, you want to be really clear about your requirements. Some DJs and sound techs are really experienced at working with live musicians, and others have no clue. So it's up to you to make sure that they get it right. If you're performing more as background music and they're okay with you staying put, then 1 speaker is all you need. Nice and simple, fairly contained in one corner or area. But if they're asking you to roam through a large space or a more spread out area, then you're going to need multiple speakers strategically placed so that everyone can hear you and so you can hear yourself and your tracks. Unless you're using an in-ear monitor system, but that's a whole nother situation. And then there's, of course, the big, huge room where the DJ's already got the massive sound system covered. In that case, you're golden. You can move around as much as you like without any issues. Some speakers have all the inputs you need right on the back of them, but not all of them do. That's why I require a mixer as well. And you want to be specific about the number and types of channels you'll need. I recommend bringing your own cables, including lots of options for various inputs, but you can also require cables on your TechWriter if you choose to. Next, you need someone to run all that stuff. You should definitely know how it all works, but if you're using somebody else's equipment, I'd recommend that you require someone to be there for setup, sound check, and at least be on call during the performance. Because, trust me, if things start going haywire, you're going to want them there to troubleshoot their own equipment so you can keep performing. I can't count the number of times everything sounded perfect during sound check and then went totally wonky when the performance began. Basically, this section is your audio roadmap. It's how you ensure that you sound like the glamorous violinist that you are and not, well, something less glamorous. Lastly, don't forget to list what you'll bring. List everything: your violin, wireless system, speaker, if you're providing one, cables, extension cords, and their length. Sometimes this section actually provides more clarity than anything else because a good DJ or sound engineer will know exactly what you need based on what you're bringing. Finally, list your contact info because questions happen and you'd rather answer them now and make sure everything is crystal clear than get on site when it's too late. Now, how do you actually make this TechWriter? Keep it clear, concise, and easy to read. Think bullet points, headings, and specific measurements. Send it to the client or the venue well in advance, like, hey, I'm going to make this really easy for you, and remind them to send it to their planner, their DJ, or their AV team, and their venue contact. Then remind them again. And again, if needed. I'm serious. You have no idea how many disasters we've experienced over the years because the client never sent our requirements to the DJ despite multiple reminders. Oh, and bring your own backups for everything if it's possible. Now, I travel by plane for most of my performances these days, and that makes it really tricky to carry backup gear. But I always encourage the violinists on my team to bring an extra speaker and cables to every gig if possible. You can even leave it in your car, but just having it there will give you so much peace of mind, and you'll be surprised at how often you end up using it. So there you have it, your TechWriter, the secret weapon for a smooth, stress-free gig. And those 4 categories again are space, electricity, sound production, and what you'll bring. Remember, it's not just about being professional. It's about being prepared, being clear, and saving everyone a headache. And if you want to see a copy of my own TechWriter, send me an email at info@celestevee.com. Also, come find me on Instagram for tips and inspiration. My handle is the Celeste Vee. Thanks for listening. And until next time, remember, a glam violinist is always prepared. This is Celeste Vee, reminding you to stay glamorous.